but you had Geno Smith in-house. You had him. You knew what you had, and you knew what you were getting out of him. In this situation, I don't know. Maybe they know something I don't, and clearly they do. They have to. Welcome back to the Richard Sherman podcast, and I know, it's happening pretty quick. Free agency, crazy trades. Geno Smith traded to Pete Carroll and the Las Vegas Raiders. It took a second for me to digest this. Trying to understand and look at it from every angle and understand the logic in this. I know that there's a piece of the Seattle Seahawks fan base that feels like, we can do so much better than Geno. No, I don't think you can. But especially in this landscape. Now, if you said, hey, we have an opportunity to get one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the National Football League, and we got to get rid of Geno to get the draft pick to go get them, I would be able to understand. I'd be able to get behind that and be able to say, let's go. But the things I'm seeing, first off, I'm seeing the Minnesota Vikings want to make things work with Sam Darnold. So it seems like they want him back. They want to build around him. That's been talked about. That's been talked about internally. It's out there, and I'm sure he feels some kind of loyalty to the team that took a chance on him, gave him an opportunity to start. He had an immense amount of success under Kevin O'Connell with these weapons and Justin Jefferson and Addison in this run game. I don't think he's going to leave for something unknown. Now, maybe Seattle gives him a crazy amount of money that he can't say no to, but then again, that would leave me scratching my head because you had Geno for less money and you had more control. Geno was the lowest paid full-time starter amongst veterans that aren't on a rookie deal. So you're going to pay Sam Darnold, who had a great season last year, to come in behind an offensive line that has not been great. And I haven't seen any moves to make it much better. You hope to get better in the draft. You hope to get better in free agency. But you see the Chicago Bears, that's how you get your offensive line better. You make moves. You go trade for an all-pro guard. You trade for another good guard. You hopefully draft a tackle, and you show you're going to pay big money for a center. Like you show, hey, we want to improve our offensive line and give our young quarterback a chance. This doesn't scream plan to me. This doesn't scream great plan. Now, clearly more time in free agency, more time to let things settle and see, hey, what's going on here? What's going to happen with this? Because once we see what's going to happen, then we can evaluate it more. But from right now, from this perspective, you look out there and say, who are the quarterbacks available that can come in and potentially start right away? It's Justin Fields. Can they do something as crazy as bring back Russell Wilson after, how that whole thing unraveled at the end? Maybe he's open to it. Maybe they're open to it. Is that the answer? How much money would he command? And then there's Sam Darnold. And then there's the Sam Darnold deal. And it's like, hey, I just don't know if first off, if he's really available, if you can get him away from Minnesota. And second off, you would then pay Sam Darnold more than you paying Geno Smith, would count more against the cap, likely a longer term deal. And I'm not sure he's better. And I think that's a lateral move at best. And what you lose is the mobility of Geno Smith. When he was under pressure and under duress, sometimes he's standing there and deliver. I know he had a rough season in terms of red zone interceptions. He did. Everybody can agree with that. But unless there's somebody obviously better, somebody who is clearly head and shoulders above, younger, you move forward. But Sam Darnold is a pocket passer with he's got some mobility, but not as much as Geno, even at 35. And DK Metcalf is looking for more money. So now do you pay him, or do you find a trade partner and keep stacking draft picks? But then you have lost 2 of your top 3 receivers. You got a new offensive coordinator who's going to try to figure this thing out. You have a really talented defense. But even then, with a really talented defense, if you can't put points on the board, you're never going to be bad enough to pick high enough to get one of the top quarterbacks in the draft because your defense is going to play well. They're going to keep you in some games. You're going to coordinate. You're going to run the ball. You're going to stay in there. You're going to score points. So you're at a 500 team. You were a 10-win team last season. And now, are these moves going to make you a 13-win team, a 14-win team, a contender? Or are you going to drop to not bad enough to be a top 5 team in terms of picking in top 5 of the draft, but not good enough to be in the playoffs? I'm not sure. And it's the move at quarterback is really important. This is a really, really, really important moment for Mike Macdonald and even John Snyder's tenure, because I know you pivoted well from Russell Wilson to Geno Smith. That was great. That was marvelous. That hat tip to that. Pete Carroll, this staff, they were prepared for it. But you had Geno Smith in-house. You had him. You knew what you had. You knew what you were getting out of him. In this situation, I don't know. Maybe they know something I don't, and clearly they do. They have to. But right now, I don't see a clear plan. And if they don't know something, this is an insane move to move off of somebody who's affordable, reliable, accurate, has a rapport with your receivers, has a great love for the city, does a great job, does his job. I don't know. I don't know. I'm interested to see how this goes, because you don't just deal quarterbacks like this, not in this league, and expect to have success immediately. And everybody's saying, hey, they're going to draft Jackson Dart. If he's available, and some team doesn't jump Seattle when the spot they're in, then maybe. But again, he's an unknown when it comes to this. Can he maneuver behind this offensive line? Are they going to use every draft pick and pay some guys to improve this offensive line? Are there many guys out there that could drastically improve this offensive line? I don't know. I think you got a good left tackle in Charles Cross. I think Abe Lucas, if he's healthy, has shown he can be a really solid player in this league. But outside of that, I mean, there's a lot of question marks and guys who have been up and down. I don't know. I think this is one of those situations where this decision could have waited. Like, you wait until you know more to make this decision. Now, maybe they have a handshake deal with Sam Darnold, and it's already done. So they're doing this. Maybe. But if that's not the case, whoo, this is wild. I appreciate you guys, as always, for joining me. This is a quick tidbit, a reactionary video based on the news of the day. I hope to see you guys again soon. I want you to stay tuned and keep your ears to the streets. When the news happens, I'm going to be the one to get on here and break it down if I can. I know you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate you. Have a beautiful, blessed night. See you next time.